And so, as I said earlier, it's great to see you picking up the torch to network New England, make us strong, have a strong presence. But in addition to that, I do produce segments that run on the internet for fundraising purposes. There's one cause that's particularly dear to my heart. It's called HMEA, and they're out of Franklin, Massachusetts, and they basically accomplish miracles with developmentally disabled people. And I produced 2 documentaries for them, which Channel 5 was good enough to air, and Sherry Redstone was kind enough to show the pieces in a theater. She gave me a theater for both of those for fundraising purposes. We recently did a fundraising in combination with a locally produced film, The Child King. And that aired, that was by Frank Kerr and his brother, and we showed that at the Patriot Place last December. It was just like the most warm, fuzzy event. So I'm involved in events and promotion and marketing, and I'm also getting involved in producing a new show. We're vamping up, very similar to what you're describing to your show, Carol, really upscaling isoldmyhouse.com, because a phenomenon of this bad economy is that realtors are scrambling for sale by owners. And the reason for that is that so few people, are willing to just give up such a huge percentage of the cost of their house, their lifetime investment, when the market is so low. They're trying to sell it themselves first. So this company has actually created a program where the person will come in, they will buy a program to sell it themselves, so with minimal guidance. They can give it a shot, and after a certain amount of time, if they're not happy, it will convert to a regular listing. The real estate company will sell it for them, and they get less of a percentage, and they refund them all they spent to begin with. So this show is basically geared toward increasing your chances of selling your own home. And so it'll be filled with all sorts of tips and ideas like serenity at sunset. We'll set up a backyard garden. Winslow's or somebody will come in with boxed plants, and they'll be arranged beautifully with a bench, and we'll do a little segment of how you can create this moment of serenity in this house for sale, and people will come in and get this feeling, and they'll be emotionally moved, and they'll see the potential. And then when the person sells the house, they can pick the whole thing up and put it in their own new backyard. How about that, huh?
That's pretty good.
And you can hire Chuck to walk through and go, I'd pay $1 million for this house.
I was actually just thinking about getting high in the Serenity thing.
Yeah. It's naturally high.
Work and you were going the other way.
There we go. I'll tell you, it's all play.
Go in the backyard and smoke
I thought you could just be a potential buyer for hire.
Carol, I just shut his mic off, so.
Oh, okay, good. Thank you.
I think that's a great idea, Carol. We're definitely going to have
I
some
could walk
cameos.
through life that way, just clicking people's mics off.
Yeah. Well, you have to be Italian and know the right people.
I'm Irish and don't know the right people. There we go.
Are you hosting the show
Yes,
too?
I'm hosting
Awesome.
and co-producing. So.
Well, welcome
and we're
aboard.
shooting it on HD, and it'll be available on the web too. So it's great. So when I say multi-platform approaches, that's what's so exciting about production nowadays. No matter what you do, you're going to get major, major mileage out of it. Here we are doing a quote-unquote radio show that's going on the web.
Yeah.
We're going to do TV show. It's broken down into segments. It'll go up on the web. So people can revisit any particular segment or idea as many times as they want. The people that are featured in it can send all their friends and people there. Same thing with the fundraising vehicle, which is it's so brilliant. You shoot something, you tell stories of how an agency has changed the lives of somebody who would normally just be cast aside as useless. This agency, HMEA, makes their lives so rich. I'll never forget one particular scene that I shot, and I actually shot it because I'm a pretty good skier. Been skiing since I was a teenager. I skied down the mountain around a woman that I had seen on many prior shoots. She doesn't walk, she doesn't talk, she basically just sits in a wheelchair, and she has really thick glasses, and she's sort of a non-entity. And that day, she was in adaptive skiing equipment, and I skied down and skied around her on the camera, and when I skied by her, she just went, whee, with a big smile on her face. And that moment's been captured on tape now, and it's on DVDs that go to families that want to understand
cool.
and it goes up on the web. And so it's really exciting now that when you produce something, it's from now until infinity.
Awesome.
From to infinity and beyond, right?
Thanks around.
Well, welcome aboard to the Mavens, Joan.
Well, thank you. And I got a couple of really hot scripts that I'm working on, too. I'm repping the local screenwriters, and they've got some
I didn't know
action.
you wanted to talk about that, but
Well-
maybe... Now, for next week...
Right, little tease.
Because we're at a half hour here now, and I think we're going to implode some servers when we download this. Next week, we're going to maybe get you on with an actress who's trying to lose her Boston accent.
I love it.
Now, I have to say,
I
be
can
careful
help
of
that.
that because there are several popular
They like that.
actors
Yeah.
who lost their Boston
Interesting.
accent. Let's say Mark Wahlberg, who now have a hard time doing
No, you
their
have to turn
Boston
it on and
accent.
on.
know.
You have to be able to turn it on and on.
You got to be
Good.
careful.
So
I
next
mean,
week-
nobody's better than Amy Ryan,
Yeah.
who until she came to Boston to be in Gone Baby Gone had never
And they
been
wouldn't
here.
let her. Remember, maybe you even reported this, but they wouldn't let her on the set one day because they thought she was just.
She was a local kid
regular.
trying to break in, and she actually took it as
Isn't that amazing?
that was us. Yeah, the other
was
thing that
phenomenal.
was really fun was Marcia Gay Harden. If you ever watch Mystic River again, everybody likes to make fun of their accents in that movie, and a lot of them deserve to be poked
Yeah.
at for great acting but horrible accents.
Yeah.
Marcia Gay Harden has one of the best accents she can go right from she can mimic the driver who dropped her off to going back into being a mom to being an area type
That's
person.
good.
But-
Well, I'm from Western Mass, and I was born in Holyoke, and I am saying that properly, Holyoke. And so there's a very hard Western Mass regionalism there that sneaks back out on me when I'm mad or tired
Or
just
drunk.
not paying attention. But
I don't know where that-
I
I'm
will
not
not. And you're speaking from personal experience, Chris?
I don't know. I don't know where that came from.
What I will do is
Sorry.
I take the challenge. I will
Do you?
teach you how to turn it off and turn it back on. We don't
Okay,
want to
yeah, that's what
eliminate
I'm
it.
talking about.
We just want to show her how to turn it off and on. He is so
No,
bad.
that'll be a lot of fun next week. Carol, thank you so much for coming
Well,
in.
before she
Seriously.
goes, I just want to ask a quick question. So, you worked at the Globe a long time.
I did.
what-
I was back 12 years, about say 11 years.
So, what's some of your
I'd been a
best like
student there.
stories? Like
Ever?
something that, something that like some dirt that you got, and it was like
Oh
an
my God, there's so
accomplishment.
much.
The stuff that we can put in the newspaper,
How
or the
many-
stuff
Why don't we
can't
have
ever-
Carol back for another show?
Yeah, we definitely
Get
will.
hours and hours of it.
I'd love to have her back when the show hits. When
Absolutely.
You,
Yeah.
And when again? And when are we going to see it?
The first Wednesday after Labor Day is its first air date.
Yeah.
And then because it's New England Cable News and not some of the regular broadcast folks, to give a plug to the boss again, they will replay it legitimately twice more in the cycle so that people won't have to
That's great.
that use their
Yeah.
I want to
on
see it. I'm
demand
going to
or
watch
whatever.
that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And hopefully people will find us, email us. They'll start to tell us more of the stories that are out there, and so it won't just be the
Yeah,
same
how can
10
they reach
things.
you?
Yeah.
How can they
That
reach you, Carol?
We are setting up a Style Boston. That's the name of the show, Style Boston. We are setting up the website, all of our addresses, and everything will be on there. And so it'll be good.
Oh,
exciting.
style, lifestyle, fashion style.
Style Boston.
So we heard-
Hopefully, if we get
Love
good
it.
enough, we can export it, right?
That's right.
Style Philadelphia.
Oh, now you're thinking.
She's going on tour.
There you
all
go.
right.
There we
And
go.
Can't
Chuck
give it,
Slavin,
can't
Carol
give it all.
Beggy, Joan, Quinn Eastman, Chris Palermo. We're the Mass Movie Mavens.